Welcome everybody officially to the Faith-Rooted Organizing Post-Election Summit. This is the first time in my life that I've ever tried to facilitate a meeting with 40 people present and 75 people online. But miracles are possible. So I actually want to start very briefly by recapping what we're doing here over the next 2.5 days, and then what we're doing here specifically tonight. And then I'm going to hand this contraption that I'm wearing over to Brandon for devotions. So when I think about the crisis that our country's in, I think about a health condition that I had as a child. I had uncontrollable fevers. I had fevers that started and nobody knew why I had them. And we called it a fever crisis. That every time the fever would start going up and up, they wouldn't know if they could save my life. And we didn't have enough money as a family for them to put me in the hospital or get expensive tests. So what we had was we had a doctor in our neighborhood who was just an amazing person. He was a person of deep, profound faith, and he was committed to saving the lives of the kids in our neighborhood. So he came to the house. Doctors used to do that. And he let us pay overtime. And I think he saved my life. I would say that that's true. Underneath the symptoms of injustice and violence, which are actually part of a chronic illness that our country has, we're in an acute fever crisis at this moment, but it's a chronic illness, just as it was with me. Underneath those symptoms, there's a spiritual illness that is profound. The reason why the people who are in this room and the people who are online are here is because all of you are pouring out your lives in calling the people of God to contribute all of our gifts to the healing of our communities and our country and our world. That's why you're here. Because we have unique gifts to contribute in the midst of this acute crisis, in the midst of this chronic illness. So I think we're really here for two core purposes. One is, how can we help each other do our own work better? So how can we exchange best practices at this moment of great crisis, so that in all of our corners and all of our works, we have more skills and more support than we did before. Very simple. But secondly, are there ways that we can work together more effectively? Are there ways that we can coordinate better? Are there ways that, are there exciting synergistic linkages possible between our work? So those are the two goals for this time together. Right after President Bush's election, I went to, I think, 10 national gatherings that different people sponsored that were all about how do we respond to that crisis at that time, which in comparison doesn't seem like much of a crisis at all. And at those gatherings, every single time I left, I went, why did I do this? Because we sat around and, oh dear, somebody's lost, so I need somebody. No, not but yeah. There's some Zoom problems here that somebody needs to deal with. Okay. So thank you.
We're on it.
It's because we sat around and inspired each other with beautiful words, which we are so good at. As faith leaders, we are so good at that. And if that's what we did this weekend, I'll hang myself a bit. this weekend, these 2.5 days. No, what we really want to do is we want to work together very concretely. We really want to come from our stories, and so we're not talking in abstractions, and we're not just here to inspire each other. So this is the game plan for the 2.5 days together.